Oh, those gentlemen have a really honourable job today, but one I wouldn't want myself. The quality has been phenomenal this year. Well, the archetypal view of a job in agriculture is one on the land. But for my two guests, their careers have taken tradition to a new territory. One educates and updates her audience on social media on animal production, while the other has used digital solutions to optimise day-to-day farming. Welcome to Beef TV, Bronte Lloyd and Alistair Tippett.
Thank you for having us.
How are we enjoying beef? Are we surviving it?
Absolutely.
Bronte, you plaster your passion for animal nutrition all over Instagram and Facebook. What made you do that? Why do you do that?
Well, I was very sceptical of going into the social media space, but I really wanted another way of educating producers. So I'm really lucky to go out on farm and spend a lot of time with producers, but I wanted to be able to educate more people than just the ones that I get to see on the day-to-day.
You were raised in the world of cattle and sheep. Was ag always in your future, or you were looking at becoming an accountant?
I actually was really involved in sport, so I was going to be an exercise physiologist, and then I saw all my friends at uni doing these fantastic assignments on ag, and I was like, nope, I want to go back into the ag industry.
What are your thoughts on operating as a woman in what has for generations before been very much a bloke's field?
Yeah, it's definitely got its challenges, but there are so many women in the industry now doing fantastic things, and there's not one job that you can hold that's only a male job in the industry. There's so many opportunities for women and so many jobs that both male and female can do.
We're watching the Santa Gertrudis breed make their way into the ring now, looking absolutely fantastic in there. And what I love about looking at your career, Bronte, and I've been a big fan of what you do for a long time, is you don't just turn up to work and do your job. You do what you do on social media, get the message out. You're also a big part of Ag Force. You've been in representative bodies, Cattle Australia, Farming Future Networks. You want to do so much more. You get involved in the Nutrient Classic. You've already got a busy day. Why do you go and do so many extracurricular activities? Why are you so involved?
I think it's such a fantastic industry to be involved in, and there are so many more opportunities for networking and meeting people. And I think it's really easy to throw stones around policy. So if you want to have some sort of a change over and influence over where the industry is going, you really have to get involved. And all of those things you just mentioned are fantastic ways that I've met new people and been able to have a little bit more influence over the way the industry is.
It was interesting. We spoke with Cattle Australia the other day about, you know, this kind of misconception that MLA does your lobbying for you, and they fundamentally cannot.
Yeah, absolutely. So the lobbying group is not a part of MLA at all. So Cattle Australia, being an independently elected board, is the ideal scenario for that. So they can do all of the lobbying for the cattle and red meat industry.
Alistair Tippett, you made the move from beautiful Ballarat to balmy Rocky, and you've kind of paved a way as a digital agronomist. What does that mean?
Yeah, so obviously, come to sunny Queensland from downtown Ballarat, and it's been an amazing journey. I've born and bred 5th generation on the farm down there, mixed farming, cropping, cattle, and been very involved in a short-on stud for many years. And the drive now is like, how do we optimise efficiencies with our growers? And that's something I'm very passionate about, is not just how many number of head we can run or how many kilos of grain we can produce, but how many kilos of beef can we grow a hectare, or how many kilos of grain or fibre that we can produce. And I think digital plays a role in that. My previous role before coming here was that, but being an agronomist for 20 years, it's sort of trying to combine the both and how we use data to make decisions to go forward and help producers improve their efficiencies and tackle what's in front of them.
We saw the centre poles head into the ring. You're backing you're backing the Shorthorns today, are you?
Shorthorns today, yes.
But
I have grown to like the very short-coated, slick-coated cattle up here.
I was about to say, you've got to fit in with the locals, huh?
Yes,
I'm curious, so we talk about Bronte's, myriad activities on a bunch of boards. Your outside of work activity was brewing craft beer, I hear.
Yeah, well, growing hops to the sport data industry, which was a bit of a side note down in Victoria, but something we did hand off and move on to come up here to tackle the opportunity that lies up here.
We've been asking the kids around the ground today. There's 4,000 school kids making their way into beef over the week, and we've been asking the little kids, what's your best career advice? And there's some funny advice out there. I'm going to put you on the spot. What's your best career advice been?
Well, I think for me, it's get involved, and there's no The agricultural industry, I think there's a little bit of a perception that you need to be on farm to be in a part of ag, but it's so not true. There are accountants and lawyers, and everyone can be involved in ag or digital agronomy. There's so many opportunities, so don't pigeonhole agriculture, but definitely get involved.
I'll go to you in a second, Alistair, but if we follow your Instagram, what are we going to find out? What are you posting this week?
There's a little bit this week. I've actually got a program running on the faces of the red meat industry. So I've gone to the network and said, send me through your photos of the crew that you have working, and let's get the millions of people that work in the red meat industry, let's get their faces out on social media and show the world who we are and what we do.
Beautiful. Alistair, best advice?
I think 90% of it, I believe, is be a good person, and 10% of it's do what you say you're going to do. But it's just working in great teams, and we're lucky to work internally with fantastic teams and also with wonderful producers, and that's something I'm very passionate about and why I enjoyed getting back to branch level.
Hey, Alistair, you need to get outside because the Shorthorns have just gone into the ring right now on the screen.
Look at them.
Go support them. Don't tell anyone, though.
Yeah.
Hey, Bronte and Alistair, thanks so much for joining us to talk about unconventional careers in ag. Hey, don't go anywhere. We're bringing you all of the action from the Parade of Champions, plus the Aussie operation embracing beef genes to phase out bobby calves. We'll bring you it all just shortly.
This is Rockhampton, fishing for